As we begin the second half of play, Antonito leads the CSDB Bulldogs 46-19. But the Bulldogs will get the ball on offense first here in the third quarter. Devin Ryball has the football teed up at his own 30-yard line. Back deep is Carbajal Acosta. He'll take it around his 10-yard line, up to the 15 and the 20, down the sideline, drops the ball, and it's recovered. Now they're going to say he was down, I believe. We'll see. Austin Abeda recovered for Antonito. Carbajal Acosta was motoring right along, but they're going to rule him down, so the Bulldogs will retain the football. He was down when he lost the ball, so no fumble. First and 10 Bulldogs from their own 28-yard line. They have the momentum coming here into the second half, as they were the last to score in the second quarter. Daniel Cruz will take the snap from Francisco Herrera Horta. Carbajal Acosta behind Cruz. Acosta gets the snap, he takes it up the middle, runs into one tackler, and is brought down from behind by Zach Velasquez. He put his helmet right into Goliath Trujillo, and Velasquez got him from behind. A pickup of about 9 yards. It'll be second down, maybe 6 or 7 from CSDB from their own 36-yard line. Just underway in the second half. The Bulldogs operating north to south here to start the third quarter, with the breeze having picked up just slightly, again coming out of the northwest. A cool breeze at that. Carbajal Acosta takes the snap, pitches back to Cruz. Ball was fumbled briefly. Cruz cuts it back up the middle of the field, across midfield, into Trojan territory, breaks 2 tackles down the far sideline. He's inside the 20 and dragged down from behind. A touchdown saving tackle by Goliath Trujillo as Daniel Cruz rumbled down inside the 20-yard line, inside the 15, first and goal. Ball's placed at around the 13-yard line of Antonito. So that was about a 31-yard run by Daniel Cruz. Play didn't start out all that great. Carbajal Acosta had trouble with the snap. The ball was on the grass for a while, but picked up and flipped it back to Cruz, who made the fine run. First and goal Bulldogs. Score here would be big. Would bring them to within 3 touchdowns of the Trojans. Carbajal Acosta has the ball. He's in trouble in the backfield. Stiff arms a man, gets around the left side, beats one tackler, and it was shoved out of bounds. No, he crossed the goal line. He was able to stay in bounds. Zach Velasquez made a stab at him, but Carbajal Acosta, one of the tri-captains for the Bulldogs, goes in from 13 yards out, and it's now 46-25 Antonito with the extra point pending. Great series for the Bulldogs. Carbajal Acosta started it with the kickoff return and finished it with the touchdown run. Just 2 plays on that scoring drive for the Bulldogs to travel 44 yards. Here's the extra point try coming. Carbajal Acosta takes the snap, pitches back to Jeremy Lashin, and he loses the football, and the extra point attempt will be no good. The score remains Antonito 46 and CSDB 25 as the Bulldogs pursue their first victory of the season. Antonito came in here with a record of 2-4. Been a long day for the young men from Antonito as they left home at 7 o'clock this morning to make the 3-hour drive to Colorado Springs, along with some of their hardy fans sitting in the shade on the far grandstand, the west side of the field. Bulldogs will kick off, having scored the last 2 touchdowns in this game. trying to provide their homecoming crowd with a victory. Daniel Cruz to kick off for the Bulldogs, with Austin Abeyta going back deep for the Antonito Trojans. 3 Trojans up around midfield at the 39-yard line of Antonito. 2 back around the 23-yard line, and then Abeyta is back at his own goal line. Whistle by the official. Cruz approaches the football, gets his right foot into it, end over end, coming to Abeyta. He drops the ball. He was in the end zone. They're going to call it a touchback. That'll spot the ball at the 15-yard line of Antonito. 1st and 15 for the Trojans.
The Antonito Trojans take over at the 15-yard line.
9:19, only 41 seconds off the clock here in the third quarter, as the Bulldogs struck very quickly to keep the momentum they gained at the end of the first half. Big defensive series here for the red-clad Bulldogs. Antonito comes to the line. Big Jesse Duran, a senior, will snap the ball for the Trojans. Ball takes it. He has John Duran behind him, but he flips it to Abeyta around the left side. Tackled right there. Great play by Jeremy Lashin. He wasn't going to let Abeyta get up ahead of steam at all. Abeyta could not gain the corner on him on the far sideline, and Lashin limits him to just about 4 yards. So it'll be 2nd and 11. Antonito at their own 19. Antonito, a member of the Southwest Conference, 7 teams in that conference, with Levita on top of it, undefeated at 5-0 in conference play. 2nd and 11 Trojans. Handoff goes to big John Duran. He bowls his way out across the 25. Gang tackle there at the 29 by Lashin and by Herrera Orta. Isaac Rodriguez was also assisting. 7:25 to play here in the third quarter. It'll be 3rd and a long 2 for Antonito. I suspect if they don't pick this first down up, they may go for it anyway on 4th down. Snap to Rybel, handoff up the middle, and stopped as Goliath Trujillo for no gain. Great sure tackle there by Carvajal Acosta, one of the tri-captains. Bring him down for no gain, maybe even a loss of half a yard. Ball just touching the 30-yard line of Antonito. 4th down. And about 4. They're going for it. Handoff goes to Abeyta, heading for the left sideline. He gains the sideline and is tackled out of bounds by Lashin. 1st down for Antonito. They'll have the ball at their own 35, just short of midfield. This is an 80-yard field in 6-man football, and a little bit narrower than the 11-man football field by about 13 yards wide. Clock stopped at 5:14 after Abeyta went out of bounds. 2 receivers split, 1 to each side for the Trojans as Rybal goes back to pass. He's under pressure, and he's going to throw it incomplete, way short of Jesse Duran. Good pressure that time by Isaac Rodriguez of the Bulldogs. Rodriguez, just a freshman, but he poured in on Rybel and made him get rid of the ball a little sooner than he wanted, and about 4 yards short of the receiver into the ground. 2nd and 15, Antonito. Ball at their own 35-yard line. Rybel has shown the ability to throw the ball a long way today. He's capable of about 35 yards or better through the air. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, goes back to pass again. He's under pressure again from Jason Gonzalez. Ball is tipped and intercepted. Intercepted by Jeremy Lashin. Great pick as he picks off the deflection. Good concentration by Jeremy Lashin, and the Bulldogs will take over just inside their own territory at the 39-yard line. Great pressure that time by Jason Gonzalez on Ribal. The Bulldogs playing a great defensive series there, getting good pressure on the Antonito quarterback as he attempted 2 passes, 1 incomplete, and the last one intercepted. First and 10 CSDB, homecoming 2017 here at the Bulldogs field. Spreading out wide on offense. 3 players split wide left. Cruz takes the snap, pitches it back to Acosta. He eludes one tackler and is tackled hard. Brought down by Austin Abeda after a gain of about 4. It'll be 2nd and 11. Bulldogs, ball just over midfield into Antonito territory. 5.5 to play in the 3rd quarter. Bulldogs huddle up. Play being called. Jason Gonzalez enters the huddle. Angel Ramos Monroy also into the game now, and the Bulldogs are going to have to call timeout. A little bit of confusion there.
Timeout, CSDB Bulldogs.
46-25, Antonito on top, but the Bulldogs have scored the last 2 touchdowns in the game, and they have the momentum. Big interception pick by Jeremy Lashin. Gave them the ball back. This is their 2nd offensive series of the 2nd half. I know Coach Gerald Schuler was real excited for the Bulldogs coming into this game. We had a chance to meet with him earlier in the week, and he was really fired up for this game. You could tell. Great motivation for the players when your coaches are that excited. 2nd and about 11 for the Bulldogs. .505 on the clock after the timeout by CSDB. Coach Schuler discussing something with one of the officials right now. Jeremy Lashin's going to take the snap this time. He has Carvajal Acosta behind him. Just to his left and behind him is Isaac Rodriguez. Tackled and down for a loss of about half a yard. Orozco Salas. It'll be 3rd and about 12 now for the Bulldogs. Let's call it no gain, make it 3rd and 11.
3rd down, CSDB.
Bulldogs break the huddle, come to the line. Herrera Orta to do the snapping. Daniel Cruz will take the snap. He's in shotgun formation by himself with the receiver split wide right and left. High snap, Cruz pulls it down, looking to throw, gets it away over the middle. Lashin has it at the 25 of Antonito. That should be enough for a Bulldog 1st down. And they're going to move the sticks on the far sideline. 1st and 15. Bulldogs just inside the 25 of Antonito. Great catch by Jeremy Lashin. Not an easy pass to get. He had a slide to the ground as it was slightly underthrown, but a good pass nevertheless by Cruz.
1st and 15, CSDB.
4:04 to play, 3rd quarter. CSDB driving once again after the interception by Lashin. He will take the snap this time with Daniel Cruz about 10 yards behind him, deep in the backfield. Snap to Lashin, high pitch to Cruz. He's in trouble, but gets past 2 tacklers. Now going to be stopped right at the 25, loss of maybe half a yard. He had to bring that high snap down. And on the ground for the Bulldogs is Isaac Rodriguez holding a leg. It'll be 2nd down and 15. as they spot the football for no gain that time. Clock is stopped with Isaac Rodriguez still down on the field. Trainer attending to him. She's working on what appears to be his left leg. So Coach Schuler takes the opportunity to huddle his players around him, and assistant coach Kiona Mackey and Antonito huddled up on the far sideline. Very animated discussion that Coach Schuler's having with the officials. Now he comes back to his huddle. And Rodriguez is now on the sideline being attended to. 2nd and 15 for the Bulldogs from the 24-yard line of Antonito. Clock starts up again. Bulldogs approach the line. Herrera Orta to do the snapping. Jeremy Lashin's going to take the snap with Daniel Cruz behind him. Coming to the near side is Obed Orozco Salas. He's the only wide out receiver to the left of the line. Pitch back to Cruz. He takes it, he's in trouble in the backfield and brought down there. Great tackle by Devin Rybel of Antonito, resulting in about a 5-yard loss for the Bulldogs. This is going to bring up about a 3rd and 21 as the ball's all the way back to the 30-yard line now. Bulldogs are going to need the 9 of Antonito for a first down.
Third down and 20.
Bulldogs huddle up just behind the football.
From the 30-yard line.
Play being called. They break the huddle. Herrera Orta to snap. Jeremy Lashins to his left. Jason Gonzalez to his right. Cruz will take the snap. Nobody in the backfield with him. All the others are out wide. The officials throw a flag. Okay, the second charge timeout to CSDB with 2:17 to play in the third quarter.
CSDB.
Big play coming up here. The coaches want to discuss it with the Bulldogs on the field with about a 3rd and 16 facing them. 3rd and 21, excuse me. That's a big one to pick up. But pick up a big chunk here, make it a 4th short down, and then go for it. Sun getting lower in the southwest. Not really a factor for players, I would think. And the breeze has died back down again from the northwest. Daniel Cruz will take the snap. Again, he has no one in the backfield behind him. 2 players split out to the left, 1 to the right side of the field. Obviously a passing down. Cruz under pressure from Rybel. Throws it downfield. Lashin into territory. Couldn't quite get to it. It's going to be 4th down for the Bulldogs at the 30-yard line of Antonito. Devin Rybel of the Trojans applying a lot of pressure on Cruz that time. He didn't have much time to throw, but at least he threw it in an area where it couldn't be picked off. Under 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. The Bulldogs with the only touchdown in this period. Their defense has been very strong in this quarter. Cruz is back to punt, standing at midfield, the 40-yard line. Snap to him, gets the kick away. Abate is going to let it bound into the end zone for a touchback. It'll come out to the 15-yard line where Antonito will start there. So no score on that offensive series for the Trojans after the turnover, after they picked off an Antonito pass. But they do pin the Trojans back at their own 15-yard line after a fine punt from Daniel Cruz. Cruz, Gonzalez, Herrera Orta, Isaac Rodriguez, Lashin, and Orozco Salas on the field on defense for the Bulldogs. Tight formation for Antonito. Handoff goes up the middle to John Duran. He bulls his way over one tackler, finally brought down by Cruz out around the 24-yard line. Cruz and Jason Gonzalez on the tackle for the Bulldogs.
John Duran, the ball carrier for the Trojans.
Gain of about 9 yards, 2nd and 6 for Antonito. Handoff again to Duran. They're going to stay with the big guy. He breaks one tackle, runs over Jason Gonzalez, but Gonzalez able to hang on to an ankle and bring him down with some help from Herrera Orta. First down for Antonito. As they're going with the biggest back they have there behind Devin Rybell. John Duran is the heftiest out there. Jesse Duran generally doing the snapping of the football, but he's about the same size. 3 big backs for Antonito. Pitch goes faked to Duran, and pitch went back to Abeda, who picks up about 6 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 9 as they move the ball to midfield to the 40-yard line.
2nd and 10 for the Trojans.
Clock winding down in the 3rd quarter. This could be the last play of the quarter. Again, a tight running formation for Antonito. Snap, handoff faked, and pitch goes to Abeda. He's tackled in the backfield by Lashin for a 3-yard loss. Great play by Jeremy Lashin. He diagnosed that play right away. Didn't go for the faked handoff to Duran. Went right for the pitch man, Abeda. So now that brings up about a 3rd and 13 for Antonito. 15 seconds left to play here in the 3rd quarter, and it's going to come to an end. They'll switch ends of the field, but it's going to be a short switch as the ball's at the 37-yard line of Antonito. 46-25, the Trojans on top with 1 quarter to play. 10 minutes of football left here at the Bulldogs field on Homecoming 2017.
For your homecoming game is CSDB Bulldogs 25, Antonito Trojans 46.
Weather has stayed near perfect the whole afternoon here. With Pikes Peak looming in the background here in Colorado Springs. Fall colors waving in the breeze that's been steady all afternoon. Both teams huddled on their respective sidelines. The Bulldogs break now. It's going to be a 3rd down for Antonito. Ball at the Trojans' 37-yard line. Antonito in white uniforms, jerseys and pants with blue numerals, gold trim, and gold helmets. Bulldogs all in red from head to toe. We mentioned earlier, Antonito did not have football last year. They went 1 year without it. Not enough players out. This year they just got enough at the last minute. Handoff off the right side to Trujillo. He nearly picks up the 1st down to about the 32 of CSDB. It's going to be 4th down and looks like about 4 yards, maybe a little less, for a 1st down for Antonito. Big down here for the Bulldogs. Abeda and Trujillo set behind Rybell, and the handoff goes to Abeda. He cuts back inside. He's got the 1st down. He's going to score. He's going to go all the way 33 yards. Once Abeda broke through on the left side, there was no one there to stop him, and Austin Abeda scores for the Trojans. It makes it 51-25, 52-25. Antonito with 9:17 to play in the 4th quarter. But CSDB held the Trojans scoreless in the 3rd quarter. Pretty good defensive stand there for a whole period. Rybell is back. He's going to try another drop kick, and this one still didn't make it to the goal post. So the score remains Antonito 52
Point after try
and
for the
CSDB
Trojans is
25.
good.
After giving up 46 in the first half, CSDB did not allow 1 point in that third quarter.
CSDB Bulldogs 25.
But Antonito scores here early in the fourth. Still plenty of time to play. And the Bulldogs will be receiving the kick. See if the Bulldogs can regain their offensive momentum. Good run there by Abeda. He just picked a hole, made the right cutback to the left side, and had nothing but green grass in front of him. Not one Bulldog really had a good shot at him. Devin Rybel, the kicker for the Trojans, has the ball teed up at the 30. He's back about 10 yards. Going back deep for the Bulldogs is Obed Orozco Salas. He'll be the deep man back around his own 5 to 10 yard line. Jeremy Lashin and Carvajal Acosta up around the 25. End over end kick goes through the hands of Salas for a touchback in the end zone. Bulldogs will start at their own 15. Trailing by 27 with 9:15 to play in the fourth quarter.
First down and 15 from the 15.
We'll see if Coach Schuler opens up the game plan a little bit here. Needing points with 9 minutes left. Bulldogs break their tight huddle. Sebastian Cito Perez is in the game for the first time for the Bulldogs. To the left of the snapper, Carvajal Acosta will take the snap. Cruz is behind him, gets the pitch. Cruz off the left side, cuts up the middle, slips, and goes down for a loss of about 3. Just lost his footing as he attempted to cut back to his right. And it'll be second down and 17 for the Bulldogs. Field in really nice shape here at the Bulldogs field. Just a case of Cruz's footing giving way. Carvajal Acosta takes the snap again, pitches back to Cruz. He's looking to throw, but he's under pressure. Somebody has their hands on him. He's going to be dragged down inside the 5 yard line. That was Austin Abeda that broke through along with Rybel. And Abeda was the one to bring him down for a big loss back to the 4 yard line. It's going to be 3rd and 26 for CSDB as Antonito's defense has really risen up here. Trojans playing with a sense of urgency in this defensive series. 9 minutes even to play in the fourth quarter. Antonito 52, CSDB 25. Cruz moving Jeremy Lashin back in tighter. One wide receiver out to the left. Cruz gets the pitch. He's looking deep. He lofts it deep downfield. Complete and in and out of the hands. Just missed by Orozco Salas. Out at the 32 yard line. Would have been a first down. Nice pass by Cruz. Had it for a moment. Just slipped through his fingertips. Fourth down for CSDB. They'll be forced to punt from their own end zone. Antonito may get good field position out of this. Tough break there for the Bulldogs. It would have been a first down, and he might have had even more room to run if he could have just hung on to the ball, just through his fingertips. Cruz in his own end zone to punt. Here's the snap. Gets the kick away, end over end. It's going to go out of bounds, very short, around the 22-yard line. Antonito will have great field position.
Daniel Cruz punt goes out
Tough
of
series there for the Bulldogs.
bounds.
Give
Trojans
Antonito's
take over.
defense credit. They really stepped it up on that series. Pushed the Bulldogs all the way back to about their own 4-yard line after starting at their 15. Now a great opportunity for the Trojans and a real challenge for the Bulldogs defense. 1st and 15 from the 23-yard line of CSDB. 2 backs set behind Ribel in a very tight formation up front. He gets the snap, hands off to Abeda, who goes right, cuts back left, is brought down by a nice tackle by Isaac Rodriguez after a gain of only about 3 or 4. Just inside the 20-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 11 for the Trojans
Second down.
as we approach the 7-minute mark of the 4th quarter. Trojans break the huddle. Jesse Duran over the football to snap it back to Ribel. Again, 2 backs behind him, 3 tight up front. Handoff goes to Abeda to the left side. This time he gets to the corner. He's going to beat everybody to the end zone for another Antonito score.
Touchdown, Antonito Trojans.
Trojans now up 58-25.
Austin Abeda was the ball carrier for the Trojans score.
Not unusual to see a lot of high scoring in these 6-man football games. Last week, the Trojans actually gave up 70 points. Extra point try coming as Ribel still trying to get that drop kick down. Comes a little closer this time, but it's to the left and way below the goalpost. Score remains Antonito 58
Remaining in the game.
and CSDB 25.
Antonito Trojans 58.
Trojans will kick off right to left or north to south here at Bulldogs Field. As the sun gets a little lower toward the Front Range hills. Trojans kickoff team out on the field. Bulldogs still huddled around their coach, Daryl Schuler and Keona Mackey. Now the Bulldogs break and come out onto the field. Tristan Vincenzetti is out there on the front line, along with Angel Ramos Monroy. Three Bulldogs back deep. Roscoe Salas the deepest. Sebastiancito Perez up closer. Kickoff goes to the sideline and out of bounds. It was touched apparently by a Bulldog. If the kick goes out of bounds, it's a 5-yard penalty against Antonito, but one of the Bulldogs touched it before it went out of bounds. So they're going to have to take over at their own 5. Deep in their own territory once again. 1st and 15 from their own 5-yard line. Some new players getting an opportunity to play for CSDB. Great effort by the Bulldogs this afternoon so far. 25 points up on the board with 5:40 still to play in the game. Roscoe Salas is going to be deep behind Isaac Rodriguez. Rodriguez to take the snap. Tight formation up front for the Bulldogs. Pitch goes back to Roscoe Salas. He's in trouble. He drops it. He's in trouble. He gets away from 2 tacklers, though. Fights his way up above the 5-yard line. Finally thrown down to the ground and a flag on the play. This may benefit the Bulldogs here. Salas did his best after fumbling the snap to get back to the line of scrimmage. two players had him wrapped up for Antonito as he fought for extra yards, and Austin Abeda came in and threw him to the ground. I don't know if that's what the flag is for or not. We're awaiting the official signal. It was called by an official right in front of the play. Personal foul against Antonito. So the Bulldogs are going to get some free yards here. They might have determined that unnecessary roughness, but the Bulldogs are going to benefit big from this because they were pinned down at their own 5-yard line. And the official begins the walk-off. This is going to be a 15-yard penalty against Antonito, moving the ball out above the 15 to about the 17-yard line. Big break there for the Bulldogs, and give Orozco Salas a lot of credit for fighting for extra yards. Austin Aveda apparently a little frustrated that his two teammates couldn't bring Orozco Salas down. Took him to the ground rather harshly, and it cost Antonito 15 yards. First down at about 6 yards to go from the 16-yard line for the Bulldogs. Carbajal Acosta to take the snap with Orozco Salas behind him. Orozco Salas gets the pitch, comes right, working toward the outside. There's a flag in the backfield. This may go back against the Bulldogs this time, as Orozco Salas made a couple yards out to about the 23-yard line. Clock stopped with 5:04 to play in the game. I'm afraid this is going to be a holding penalty after Orozco Salas got the snap. One of the Bulldogs held, and this moves them back as the football keeps moving up and down the field because of a yellow flag. This puts them back at their 5-yard line again. It's going to be first down still, but about 17 yards to go for CSDB. Orozco Salas in the backfield. Carbajal gets the snap, pitches it back to Jeremy Lashin. He's pushed out of bounds. Great effort as he tried to keep his feet and gain a couple extra yards. He got about 5.
Jeremy Lashin, the ball carrier. Second down for the CSDB.
Out to about the 10-yard line. It'll be second down at about 12 for a first down.
My nephew and their Pilar's daughter. This is Pilar's daughter, and then her husband and Love you.
Some substitutions in the game for Antonito now also. Cruz is deep. Pitch goes back to him. He runs right up the middle, shrugs off one tackler, pulled down a good tackle by Austin Abeda. Clearly the best defender all afternoon for the Antonito Trojans. Abeda's a really sure tackler. Good runner on offense and a really sure tackler. He kept Cruz from getting up ahead of steam that time. Just good leg tackle. Brought Daniel down at around the 13-yard line. Timeout being called, and it's going to be third and just about 10 yards for the Bulldogs with 5:09 left to play in the fourth quarter. Bulldogs come to the sideline, huddle up around Coach Schuler. Big third down for the Bulldogs here. They need to get out of this hole and get upfield a little bit. Try to get some momentum going for another score. They've played Antonito pretty evenly here in the second half. And now the Bulldogs break the huddle, come back onto the field, facing a third and about 10 yards. They need to gain about the 22-yard line in their own end of the field to pick up a first. Daniel Cruz alone in the backfield to take a shotgun snap. Lashin and Isaac Rodriguez split out wide left. He looks long over the middle for Rodriguez. There's the pass caught by Rodriguez, and he loses his footing, goes down, has the first down. He was pursued by Joey Lucero of Antonito, but Rodriguez had some yardage in front of him, but lost his footing a little bit after the catch. Big first down by CSDB. Another great pass by Cruz to Isaac Rodriguez. First down at the Bulldogs' 35-yard line, 15 to go.
After that play, 1st and 15 from the 35 for the CSDB.
4 Bulldogs split out to the left. Cruz is all alone by himself in the backfield. A snap to him. He throws long over the middle. It's going to be deflected, knocked away by Antonito. Austin Dominguez on the defense. Ball a little underthrown. With nobody back to block for him, Cruz had to let that ball go under pressure. Clock stops at 4:32 to play.
2nd and 15 from the 35.
Second down from the Bulldogs at their own 35-yard line. Cruz is signaling out the play. This time he puts 3 receivers out wide to the right. Only one out to the left side for the Bulldogs. That's Ramos Monroy out left. Snap goes back to Cruz. He again throws over the middle. He has Rodriguez open, and he can't quite catch the ball. Had it on his fingertips and juggled it inside the 30-yard line of Antonito. Would have been a first down. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 15 for the Bulldogs. Good pass, good effort by Rodriguez. Just couldn't corral it.
3rd and 15 for the Bulldogs.
Bulldogs having some success here through the air. Trojans moving around as Bulldogs shift formation. Snap goes back to Cruz. He's under a little bit of pressure. Lofts it long. Caught and dropped. Obed Orozco Salas had it. Again, he got behind the defense.
4th down, CSDB.
And much to his chagrin, he couldn't hang on. Ball was down around the 20-yard line of Antonito. Would have been a big first down for the Bulldogs, but they're going to go for it on 4th down. They need to pick up 15, and Antonito sends Austin Abeda way back as if he were playing center field in baseball. He's back around his own 10-yard line. The line of scrimmage is the 35 in Bulldog territory. So Antonito not willing to give up a big play here. High snap, and Cruz is going to punt it. Abeda loses the ball, now picks it up on the bounce, comes left along the 15-yard line, out across the 20. Missed tackle there, but bringing him down is Ramos Monroy on a good shoestring tackle. They'll spot the ball around the 32-yard line of Antonito, where the Trojans will take over 1st and 15 with an even 4 minutes left on the clock here in the 4th quarter. Trojans up 58-25 over the Bulldogs. A lot of new players into the game for Antonito. They only brought 11 with them today, and some of the guys that have been sitting most of the afternoon are now on the field. Rybal is still in to take the snap, and he has 2 backs behind him. Handoff comes to Austin Dominguez, and he's going to be stopped rather quickly.
Austin Dominguez, the ball carrier for the Trojans.
Tristan Vincenti on the tackle
It'll be 2nd down
for the Bulldogs.
at their 35-yard
They only allowed him about 3 yards, so it's going to be 2nd at about 12 from the 35-yard line of Antonito. Substitutions for the Bulldogs as the clock continues to roll at 3:15 to play in the 4th quarter. Rybal takes the snap, Hands off to Jesse Duran, who plows his way through a couple of Bulldogs and is finally brought down in the backfield by Cruz and by Jason Gonzalez. But not until a pickup of about 9 yards, making it 3rd and about 4 for a first down. Clock now under 3 minutes, and the ball in Bulldog territory at the 37-yard line.
At the 37-yard line.
Devin Rybell with a snap, hands off to Jesse Duran again, and Duran breaks free, is dragged down at the 21-yard line. Good tackle by Jason Gonzalez. This is a big guy to bring down, and he had a pretty good head of steam going. Gonzalez gets up limping a little bit, but it's going to be first down at the 21 of CSDB for the Antonito Trojans.
1st and 15 from the 21 for the Trojans.
Trojans break their huddle. Devin Rybell has been taking most of the snaps today. He'll take one here. Has 2 players tight on either side of the center, 2 backs behind him. Austin Dominguez and Jesse Duran, and the handoff goes to Duran again. The big guy plows inside the 20 down to about the 14, 13-yard line, tackled there by Ramos Monroy.
Jesse Duran, the ball carrier for the Trojans.
And also by Herrera Orta. Under 2 minutes to play. Trojans driving at the 13-yard line of CSDB. Not in any hurry is Antonito, willing to let the clock just wind down with their 33-point lead.
For the Trojans on the 14-yard line.
CSDB has held Antonito to just 12 points here in the 4th quarter, held them scoreless in the 3rd quarter. Good defensive effort by the Bulldogs here in the 2nd half. Antonito just wearing down the CSDB defense with these big backs right now. This handoff goes to Dominguez, the littler guy in the backfield, and he's tackled there. Great tackle by Isaac Rodriguez, bringing him down around the 11-yard line for a very short gain. It'll be 3rd down and about 5, with 1 minute coming up on the clock in the 4th quarter.
3rd down and 5 for Antonito from the 10-yard line.
Gennaro Rodriguez in the backfield with Jesse Duran. And the handoff goes to Rodriguez. He runs right inside the 10. Fumbles the ball. And CSDB falls on it. Daniel Cruz on the recovery. It might have been Herrera Orta that knocked it away. But Daniel Cruz picked it up, and that will thwart any scoring drive by Antonito. With 33 seconds left in the game, one of the Trojans still down on the field. Good defensive stand by CSDB. Great effort overall today by the Bulldogs. Showing a lot of determination, staying with it. When Antonito kept scoring in the first half, the Bulldogs managed to find answers. They played a great 3rd quarter defensively, only giving up 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. Clock is stopped while the Antonito player is attended to on the far side of the field. Bulldogs huddle around their assistant coach Mackey near their own sideline on this homecoming 2017. Beautiful afternoon here at the Bulldogs field. Could not ask for a better football day here in October. Play still stopped. All the Antonito players being looked at on the far side of the field. Antonito's coaches and one of the officials over there. Good strip that time by the Bulldogs, something that happened to them earlier in the game as Antonito took away 2 balls. This time the Bulldogs forced a turnover. And they've had 1 interception as well in the game. The only interception of the game goes to CSDB. Solid defensive effort by the Bulldogs here, especially in the second half. This turnover keeping Antonito from getting 1 more score. Bulldogs will have to start deep. The ball is inside their 10-yard line, down around the 7. So I expect we may see some passing out of Daniel Cruz. He's had some fine tosses this afternoon, a couple of tough breaks as passes fell incomplete. But a touchdown pass and an extra point conversion by pass. Gennaro Rodriguez is now up on his feet for Antonito. He's the Trojan that was shaken up on the play, being helped to the sidelines. And play will resume with 33.2 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. Bulldogs on the field are Ramos Monroy, Herrera Orta,
First down and
Jason
15
Gonzalez,
for
Daniel Cruz,
CSDB Bulldogs.
Jeremy Lashin, and Carbajal Acosta. Acosta is going to take the snap. Cruz will take the snap and pitch to Acosta. Acosta running right, cuts it back in, up around the 20, breaks free, has room to run, cuts back inside Abeta, trying to bring him down. He's dragging Abeta all the way to midfield. Terrific run by Carbajal Acosta, one of the 3 tri-captains on the Bulldogs. That took 12 seconds off the clock, but he ran 33 yards on that carry. Great run, made a nice cutback. Clock started up again with 20 seconds to go. This time Carbajal Acosta will take the snap and pitch back to Cruz. Cruz running right, gets to midfield, bowls over 1 Trojan, breaks another tackle and goes out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. They're going to mark it just outside the 30 with 5 seconds left in the game.
Second down, CSDB
Daniel Cruz just hit a couple of Antonito players like a bulldozer that time. Not to be denied those extra yards. He got the ball down to the Antonito 31-yard line, where it'll be second down and about 8 or 9 for the Bulldogs. Cruz deep in the backfield. Acosta to take the snap, pitches to Cruz. Cruz is going to loft it down the middle of the field, almost picked off by Antonito, but the ball falls incomplete with 1 second left on the clock. That was Diesel Lucero that almost made the interception that time for the Trojans.
Third down, CSDB
1 more shot for the Bulldogs.
on the clock.
Down 58-25. Getting a play from assistant coach Mackey. Lashin and Ramos Monroy go wide to the left. To the right side is Orozco Salas. Snap to Acosta, back to Cruz. Cruz rolls right, looking way down the field. Lofts it long, and in and out of the hands of Orozco Salas at the 10-yard line, at the goal line, actually. Another near miss for the Bulldogs, but a great effort by the red and white this afternoon. Antonito wins their 3rd game of the season, 58-25 over a hard-fighting Bulldog team here at Homecoming 2017.
CSDB Bulldogs 25, Antonito Trojans 58.
For all the crew here at Colorado School for the Deaf and the Blind, I'm Bill Beagle. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you next time.
and Antonito High School. Thank you for your attendance at the 2017 CSDB Homecoming Game.